This is Zanaya.
It's the righteous vigilante Jamon Creek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open. Hey, yo, check it out. This is Namestream, never mainstream. You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You are now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Florida Vibe Directory. On today's episode, we have Glass Candy in the building.
Yeah. What's poppin'?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Tired.
pretty good.
Tired.
A little tired. We had a show.
Tired?
Yeah.
What'd you guys do? Like run a marathon before this or something? Like
Yeah.
Slept 3 hours. Had a show last night.
Yeah, we did
Worked
have
in
a
the
show
morning.
last night.
So you had a show last night.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was alright.
It was good.
Pretty
The
good.
crowd
It
was
was
pretty
great.
It was our first time out of Miami, so that was nice.
Word. Do you find that most of your shows are actually in Miami?
So far.
Yeah, so far, yeah, they've been pretty like local shows. A lot of local shows.
I see. And for the
Yeah.
audience that doesn't know much about you guys, how would you describe your sound?
It's a little bit of everything. We're diverse. I feel like it's something that everybody could tune into.
I see.
It's either like Suicide Silence
Mhm.
or we switch it to like Blink 182.
Yeah.
You know?
I see. So you're like in this balance between heavy metal and kind of like a melodic
but
pop
slow.
rock type of vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhat.
I'd say you blend the two and you.
Yeah,
Okay. Nice.
nice in between.
Very cool. And how different of a setting do you think that is? Because, you know, a lot of our listeners usually come from like a rap background, right? They would go to a show and they would be like a rap show. Now, a rock show, I've been to my fair share, and the energy is quite different.
Yeah, it gets rowdy.
It gets rowdy, right?
Yeah.
So how do you guys work with that? Like, how do you do like crowd control? You know?
Well, I feel like the crowd kind of controls themselves
Mm.
in a way. It looks like chaos
Mm-hmm.
from an outside perspective. But if you've ever really been in it, you understand that it's controlled chaos.
I see.
So it's like at any moment, if someone's like leaning back and they look like they're about to fall, you'll have 3 hands grabbing you, pulling you right back up. You're not touching the ground.
I see.
Even though it's probably the same person that almost made you fall. They're going to pull you right back up.
Yeah.
So it's like with that, we don't really interfere too much because we know that they got each other. But of course, you know, you see something going down, you got to say something.
But you guys are controlling. Like, how do you know when to like pick up the tempo or slow it down? Because you said you're in this range, right? So-
Yes, that's when it depends on how I see the crowd. Like if I see that the crowd is like, all right, they're tired already through this song, we're gonna slow it down.
I see.
And the way that we have our set list for the songs, we try to balance it out so that not at all times you're going crazy and like you're exhausted, or you know, we try to give them a story kind of.
Word.
Yeah.
So when you say a story, do you mean like you're taking them on this experience?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we try to put it in a way that is not just like, here, we're giving you our songs in just whatever order, and
Yeah.
that's it.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I see.
Our lead singer, his name is Icon. He's actually really good at that. He's like not only just lead singer, but like he's very good at like planning things.
Hmm.
Oh,
And
and interacting with the crowd too.
He does.
That's a
yeah.
big part of it.
He does a lot of just like cool stuff like on the back end, like not even stuff that like you see. He's also an audio engineer.
Cool.
So he like actually does the board and everything, and then he does like sometimes he'll come up to us and you'll already have bought like 10 fireworks and like 10 rubber chickens and be like, guys, we're gonna go crazy in this show.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do, dog. We need to give them a show. They need to see something
Something
different.
that they're gonna remember.
Yeah, something exactly.
They're gonna take home and be like, "Wow, I got covered in blood at this show."
Yeah, exactly.
Fake blood.
All right.
Fake
All right.
blood,
Fake
fake
blood,
blood,
just for the audience. Just so they know. There's a big difference there.
We had to
Yeah.
convince Icon not to use real blood, but
Oh,
yeah,
I
we
see.
did it, yeah.
Who's ready for it?
So,
So, for everyone to understand, do you guys mind just saying your name and what part in the band you play? We can start here to my left.
Okay. My name is Brian. I'm the bassist.
Nice.
Lucas, I'm the drummer.
My name is Lucy. I play guitar.
and I'm Icon, and I'm the vocalist.
Badass.
So,
Now, how did you guys all come together?
well,
So we met Icon and I. Okay, so two different it's like two different paths right now.
Yeah.
So like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Bryce and I met. We met through an old friend of ours, and we started a band like 3-4 years ago. It was called the American Bittersweet, and we didn't do anything. Nothing happened. And then he went to Kentucky because he's a Kentucky native, and imported. He's an imported guitar player. And then I went to SAU, which is a school for audio engineering and sound production. And I'm walking around because I'm already in module 4, which is the last module, so I have senioritis. So I'm just walking around, and I go into module 3, and I see the only kid with like eyeliner on, and I'm like, I'm gonna talk to this guy. So I talk to him. I'm like, yo, you want to make some music? He's like, yeah, sure. So we make some music, and then I meet Icon. And then when I graduate, I go up to Icon. I'm like, yo, I want to start a band. And he's like, yeah, I'm down. So we start a band. And then
What was the name of that band?
it was still undecided. Glass
Still
Candy.
undecided, yeah.
Glass Candy. Well, it wasn't undecided. So I've always wanted to name the band the Hialeah Foxes.
Not going with it. Definitely
Hialeah
not.
Foxes.
Yeah,
Nope,
but for
nope.
some reason, for some weird,
It does not hit.
strange, obscure reason, nobody else wants to name it the
I wasn't
Hialeah
a
Foxes.
fan at the time, so I'm glad that
Yeah.
was a decision.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Not the
But
best one.
so I meet him, we start a band, and then per chance, because I didn't even know, I start talking to Bryce, and Bryce is moving down from Kentucky to Miami.
Wow.
Yeah, which is like a pure coincidence, like a sign from the universe, I guess. And so
I did mushrooms, and I was like, I'm not supposed to be here right now.
You're not supposed to be in Kentucky. Yeah, I see.
Miami's
What am I
right there.
doing?
Did I hit you up or did you hit me up?
I don't remember.
I think you hit me up.
For real?
Yeah, like the day I decided I'm not
Seriously?
staying here. I'm going back. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, and I was like, yeah, and then we hit it off.
Wow.
Yeah.
And in that same time, you created, you guys joined forces to
Yeah.
have this
Yeah.
band. And now you're coming back from Miami. So it's kind of like a synchronicity happening there.
Mm-hmm.
And where did it go from there?
At that point, all I was missing, we had the drummer, the guitarist, the singer, and they were just missing the bassist.
I see.
And I've known Icon since like high school. We used to play in like a cover band in high school, and I was the vocalist and he was the drummer at the time.
Hilarious. That's hilarious.
And then everything just changed up after high school. And I always had this like urge to be back on stage and playing instruments again. You know what I mean? And whenever they would always talk to me about the band, and I'm like, damn, I don't know bass though. I play guitar, I don't know bass. Fuck it, well, work with me.
Yeah.
And then I started playing bass with them.
Nice. And it worked. It clicked.
It clicked.
At what moment did you guys realize this shit's going to work out?
I'm big into astrology,
I see.
and on our very first meeting, the sun was at 4 degrees of Libra.
I see.
Trine, I'm not fucking with you right
No,
now.
I believe it. I believe it.
Trine my Neptune at 4 degrees, and to break that down, it was just shining a spotlight on dreams and fantasies, and I had a lot of faith, and so
You
it was
knew.
a special moment for me.
Yeah. Things were aligned in the way that they should be.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that,
Yeah,
but
no,
that's very
yeah,
nice.
I didn't
That's
know
awesome.
that. That's
The more you know.
Yeah, you guys can bring that up every time. Like right before you guys start playing, everyone, the stars were fucking aligned for this, and then just throw it the hell down,
Yeah. We have a pre-warm up ritual already, but I think that one's better.
What does that look like for you?
Literally what we do is we just like join hands, and then we all say random things on the count of 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
the most randomest, absurd things, and it's typically in public.
It's great.
Yeah.
It sounds beautiful.
It goes well. It
It's
goes
a
well.
lot of
Is that so like the crowd doesn't know your next move? Or how is that gonna-
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see us joining hands, and they're like,
Exactly.
"Oh, we know what they're gonna say."
Yeah.
Nope.
And they say random things.
So, I think the scene in the rock scene is very, like I said earlier, very different, right? From, I think, traditional music scenes. What has been your experience in trying to get your foot in the door in that music scene? Has it been easy? Have doors been opened very quickly when you're like, look, we come in with this sound, boom, all right, you're hired? Or what does that look like to you guys?
I mean, I'm the one who really puts in most of the work for the bookings.
That's our
But-
manager right there. As well.
Yeah, I say it's been at first like getting in. It was a little like not hard, but you had to put some effort in. We was putting a lot of effort in, And once we got started on that first show that we showed what we are, it just kind of has rolled off from there. Yeah.
People have been very welcoming.
Yeah.
Like,
Pretty nice
people
in
don't
the
usually say
community.
no.
Yeah.
People hit us up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And do you see that the rock community is kind of like a small world, or
Absolutely. I see the same people at every show.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And then they'll typically bring in their friends and introduce them into the scene. And then, like, it keeps growing and growing for the past, like, year that
Honestly-
I've been going to shows and stuff like that.
Sorry to interrupt. Honestly, to me though, that's like kind of a good thing because I feel like the fact that it's welcoming is because it is the same people, and the fact that so many people go to these so many of the same people go to these shows, and so many of those people, especially in this scene, I'm not sure about other scenes, are super nice. Like they're just like cool people. You feel me? So like everybody who goes to these shows, while they might be the same people, they're all like always like good people who are welcoming to like all types of sounds.
So what would you say to someone listening who I think people are intimidated like about rock shows? You know, what would you say to them listening, like, you know, to invite them out?
I'd say it's pretty wholesome. Everybody there is pretty nice. Like, we might seem scary and like you feel me, like we might just kill somebody or like be
It's the one
mean or
with full
something.
face and makeup.
But we're really nice people. Like, we're really wholesome. And to be honest, the scene is always caring. Like, we're always like trying to make sure that everyone's like safe and shit.
Everyone's always like watching out for each other.
Yeah. If we see somebody like looking like they're pale or something, like they're about to throw up and stuff, we try to like escort them out, get them water and shit. So we're very like nice in the scene. So no need to be scared to come out. So yeah.
Come out and support.
Yeah, definitely.
Come out and support.
And if you don't like the mosh pit, you can stay in the far back or all the way in the front. Those are the cheats right there.
I see that.
You see?
These are
And
the
then-
things people don't think about.
Yeah, you come all the way to the front and you're like right where the guitarist is. Then like they're not gonna like push you from the back. You get me?
And moshing isn't throwing fists
Yeah.
either.
No, it's
a lot of people think it's like you're going in there and you're like targeting people and throwing fists. No, it's like you're shoving with like your forearms. You're just shoving people, bumping them with your shoulder and stuff like that. And if they lose balance, you grab and pick them back up.
Do you think moshing is an important part of the culture?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I mean, I don't know much about the history of moshing. I do know that it started around like the 70s and 80s, and they're actually moshing, even though it's actually gotten caught in popular recently, as like in other types of genres of music.
Yeah,
Like if you go to Rolling Loud, for example, especially because a lot of rap music nowadays, they do have a hardcore influence, especially in SoFlo. Like when XXX was still alive and all that. The mosh pit, there would be mosh pits at his shows, even though they were rap shows. But even though a lot of like the general assumption of moshing is that like it's just like people like throwing hands, they're actually like moshing like dance moves. Even though I don't know any of them, there are moshing dance moves, and they're super cool when you do see them.
I see.
So yeah, I think I definitely think, even though I really don't know much about like how it started, I definitely do think that it is an important part of the culture, because heavy metal being naturally like an aggressive music, it becomes like an outlet for a lot of people, because this is a place where you can like store your aggression or put your aggression in a healthy
aggression.
way.
Not even just aggression. I always feel like with hardcore stuff, within the music and the moshing, it's like it's very much a cathartic release of energy. Like either whether it be with the screams, whether it be with how you're in the mosh pit shoving around, it's like a cathartic release of energy.
I see. And when you guys are playing, do you try to like tend to that release of energy that the crowd is giving you?
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. We definitely feel the energy. Yeah.
That's amazing. And how do you go about identifying that?
It's just you get this feeling in the room. You just once
Exactly.
it's like how you say with the rock shows, it's just totally different. Like you feel the drums, you feel the bass, you feel, and if the beats are hitting right and everybody's like jumping at like this timing,
Or they're like
Like,
headbanging at the
yeah.
right moment, all of them all together, and they're like
yeah,
trying to make eye contact with you and like
You get
screaming in your
chills.
face. It's like
yeah,
the most gratifying.
Yes.
I think it's because
feels
like
great.
music is like naturally like music is naturally like an abstract thing
Mhm.
because it's something that like you're listening to and like you're deriving pleasure from certain sounds. So a lot of music is based on feeling. So I feel like a lot of the stuff, like energy from the crowd in relation to like energy from the performers
Mhm.
is super important. And wait, what was I saying?
It's a very important exchange when you're going between the crowd and the performers.
And a lot of it is stuff that you can't put into words or almost unsaid, like Icon said. It's always just a feeling.
I see.
Like you just feel it and you get goosebumps.
Feel it and you
Oh,
go with the
yeah.
wave.
Yeah.
Yes. And you ride that wave till that show is done.
I always say performing
Exactly.
is like a drug
Yeah.
because it's like before you get on stage, you feel like that antsiness, and then when you're on stage, you feel this release of just energy, and you feel everybody connecting with you. And then once you get off stage, you're still feeling.
Yeah.
I see. Now, do you guys think the rock culture develops in waves the same way that rap does? And here's an example. Rap used to go from gangster rap to, more poppy rap to now this like I think this infusion between like singing rock and rap that we have today. Do you think rock does the same movement and flow?
Absolutely. Like in the 80s you had glam metal, in the 90s you had grunge, in the 2000s you had like Linkin Park. You know what I mean? And then rap kind of took over. So I think rock, in reference to waves, is kind of on a has been lower lately.
I see.
Yeah.
In the first place, because outside of its own wave,
Mm-hmm.
it's in like the greater context of the music industry and how that progresses. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I think it's starting to come back up with the references that rap is making to it,
Mm-hmm.
with acts like X and kind of everything out of the South Florida region in
I see.
2017.
So to touch upon that, a lot of our shows, it's not just rock; it's also rap. But
I see.
it's
We'll have rap
it's
Yeah.
yeah. Even though they're technically different genres, it's still the same exact type of energy.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. And that's why you see moshing at both
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
of shows.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
And even before they incorporated moshing, there was still always at hip hop shows and stuff like that, people joining arms and just jumping together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I remember
And I've done that
yeah.
at a couple punk shows too, just in the middle of a pit, linked arms with a bunch of people and just
Now,
jump like
yeah.
that.
you guys said that you incorporate rap into your shows. Is that yeah?
Like other rap artists.
Other rap artists. So
yes.
you bring them on stage with you.
Not with us, but we'll usually have a lineup with them.
Gotcha. So
So-
they'll be like your opener leading into.
Yeah.
Or we'll
sometimes.
alternate.
Or we'll
It'll
alternate.
be
Yeah.
like rapper, band, rapper, band,
Yeah.
rapper, band.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have a nice mix of everything.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to making your music, do you guys try to follow the trend that rock is kind of going in, or are you doing your own thing?
Nah.
Nah.
You don't get ahead by following anybody. You know what I mean?
True that. True that. So what does that creative process look like for you guys when you're making music?
It varies. I think one of our strengths is that we don't take just one approach.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I usually bring in a guitar part to start it out, but we also have a song where we started with drums and lyrics and built around there.
I see.
Usually though, it'll look like, I'll have a guitar part and a vague structure to it. I take it to Lucas and we'll get out like 85-90% of the lyrics, and then this guy will put the magic touch on top of it, like everything that we just couldn't see because we were too close to the project.
I see.
Tempo changes a little bit around there.
Yeah, he's throwing in some good ideas.
I see.
Yeah.
I
We all
see.
kind of collaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Brian adds a fat bass line, and then it's a song.
I try to
Boom.
find a nice blend between the guitarist and the drums.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear this. And at the time, when you're doing this, do you have someone who's producing it all? Like, do you work with a producer, or are you guys producers yourselves? What does that look like?
We kind of just start off the song just making it, and then after we just practice that song and just know it by memory.
I see.
Yeah.
So
Also, Icon and I both we both know how to record ourselves and everything. Like we're both
Yeah.
mixing engineers and everything. So usually we're able to record our own demos. But usually we don't record our final stuff ourselves, just because.
yeah.
First of all, it's always important to have an outside perspective,
Mhm.
because when you're inside a project, it's difficult to see the outside, and also because there are people who are better than us.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
always better to find somebody who's better.
Yeah, it takes some good pushing the ego aside to understand that other people are just really good at their jobs. You should give it
But
to
with
them.
that, you get time, and then you start seeing what they start doing, and you start building on your own. And then
Oh yeah, we definitely
Yeah.
take notes when we're in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of learning.
They're
A lot of
hovering over
learning.
him. He's like, okay, wait, why'd you do that? Hold on.
Yeah.
I see.
That too.
And is there a producer you guys usually work with to do that final product?
It isn't a producer. It's audio engineer.
I see.
Bernie.
Bernie?
The Shack
Mhm.
North.
He's
Best recording
fire.
studio in Miami.
He's crazy. You go in there, and first of all, the studio itself is like a beautiful space.
I see.
Because I feel like, I mean, for me personally, once I went in there, like I realized that it was like a safe space almost.
Mm.
Because first
Has a
of all,
whole new vibe.
not only is he friendly, but just the decor on the walls and just like everything about the environment, you could tell that he's here to support real artistry.
Mm.
So it honestly, when we went there, it was a very nice experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you felt welcomed and just ready to
Yeah.
hit the
Bernie, my
ground.
dog.
How'd you guys meet him?
I actually had made some research online about him, and had called him to schedule a meeting, and from there we just went on.
He vetted us though. We had to send him a demo. that he
Yeah.
liked before he would work with
Yeah.
us, which is kind of fair enough.
Yeah, I could see that. See if you're serious about your craft.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, I don't want to work with it if I can't do anything with it. If I don't like fuck with it, I don't want to work with it. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to like it.
I see.
Because obviously, if not, you ain't gonna put your best work into it.
He
you get
loves
me?
his craft. You can tell.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was a very nice boost of confidence too when he said that we were.
You're
It
worthy.
was, yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
You are worthy to cross. Yeah, cool. And, you know, I've seen when I've interviewed rappers that they work very closely alongside their producer. Typically, they're playing, you know, they're rapping in the booth and the producer's already like mixing it up. For you guys, it sounds like your creative process. You're making sure all of your separate parts come together nicely. And then once you think that works well, you pass it along.
Yep, exactly. Once we feel like we have the finished product with all the finishing touches and ideas that we want to add, then is when we go hit the studio. And after like after we've practiced it like at least 20 times,
I see.
A lot.
then, and we know it.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of practicing.
we know
Yeah.
it inside it out. Yeah.
Badass. And when it comes to releasing music, do you guys got anything in the pipeline that you're really excited about?
Absolutely.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah? You want to tell us about one?
well,
I know there's a lot, so I'm for sure.
go ahead, Lucy.
No, you can do
You,
it.
no, you go ahead.
Don't go all at once.
All right. We got this single coming out. It's gonna be called Up, and it's one of our hard ones.
Okay.
Usually, it's one of our shortest ones, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
a minute 10.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
10
short.
seconds, yeah.
Minute 10, but it goes pretty crazy in a minute 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That one's gonna be coming out, I say, in probably like a month.
A month?
Yeah.
All right.
About a month, we should be having that out. So that's
Very
something
cool.
to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And when you release things, do you release them in singles, or are you looking to do a big project anytime soon?
Absolutely. With like the market the way it is right now, we have to focus on singles because with
Yeah.
people's attention span the way it is right now, you don't have time to like
Wow.
give them an hour. That's too much to bite off for someone who's never heard of you before. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's crazy to hear you say this because I've been interviewing more people recently who have this similar mindset. It's like we got to do a single track just because
Exactly.
you keep that momentum
Yep.
easier.
Yeah, and honestly, in my opinion, it's not even like, not necessarily like a negative thing because it's like when I'm listening to music myself, like personally, like I'm not, unless I know the artist,
Mhm.
I'm not looking for albums. I'm
Word.
looking for certain songs that I enjoy, and those certain songs that I enjoy, I'll add to my library. So because I mean, you know, you have like digital like streaming platforms now. You don't have CDs. It's not like tangible to release an album, especially when you're a new band, because anybody who consumes music can just click on a song and then just click on another song.
So the listening experience has changed.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. Just like everything's changed though. I feel like with the advent of the internet, the thing like everything's become so much faster that it would only make sense that the music industry also becomes faster as well. Like you have songs back in like the 70s and the 80s and even in the 2000s, I guess, where like a normal like hit record song would be 3 minutes
Mm-hmm.
or 3 to 4 minutes.
Mhm.
That's because that made sense for CD time or that made sense for vinyl time.
Right.
it doesn't make sense now. Now most songs that are like popular, not all obviously, but most newer songs that are popular, they're gonna be like 2 to 3 minutes.
Wow. And I feel like for rap, the goal is to be signed by a major record label, putting things out. Do you think that's a similar aspect in rock? Like
Fuck them.
Fuck the labels?
Fuck labels. The fuck we need a label for it. I'm here. Let's go. The fuck. Let's
He's
do
our
this shit.
label.
We've been doing this shit. Let's do this shit.
I see.
Fucking, I feel unless they signing us with all of our fucking rights, with us having our rights and everything.
Like, we're not gonna fucking sell out. Just for
Yeah,
some
fuck
bullshit.
that. And
I'd rather keep doing it. On
yeah,
our
I'd
own.
rather just do our shit. Just dodo.
I see.
Yeah, fuck that.
Is there even like I obviously there's got to be like a major record label in rock. Are there some that are very identifiable that you guys know about?
Yeah, I mean there are like a couple. There's like Fearless Records or Rise Records, but all of those records are
Red
just
Bull
like
Records.
Red Bull Records. All those Epitaph. Epitaph.
Those are like the main ones that you
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, that's what I grew up on.
Exactly.
Epitaph.
All of those records though, they're just subsidiary records of bigger labels.
I
Like
see.
all of these, like they're all owned by like 5 labels.
Word.
It's just, these labels, like they really do like to branch out, which is a good thing. What I really like about hardcore music is like the fact that it's not so popular anymore means that a lot of it is do it yourself, which means that a lot of it is just free creativity. And everybody who's in hardcore
Mm-hmm.
is never actually doing it just for money, because you can't anymore. Because
That's
you
an interesting
have to
thought.
have an innate passion towards it, because more often than not, and it's sad to say, but more often than not, you're not going to really get off the ground.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be like a super famous band unless you go crazy for the next like 5 years, but because of that, it means that everybody that comes into it with
Genuine.
Yeah, genuineness.
Genuine
Yeah.
emotion, genuine connection with you.
Wow.
Like yesterday, we had a fan come up to us. Like the moment we walked into the venue, it's like glass candy, and then look what I have for you, and held out 4 fingers, and they were like keychains for each one of us. And it was a little bottle, and it was like filled with blood. Do you have it on you?
No, I don't.
Okay. It was a little glass bottle filled with like blood, and a little rubber chicken on the inside, and a piece of glass candy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
it was super nice.
Amazing.
That
Pretty
sounds
dope.
so unique. Like, that is.
Yeah, I showed
Yeah,
it.
they made it themselves for us. It was crazy.
So, do you guys think you're able to build more loyal fan bases because of how passionate you need to be in order to really break ground in this industry?
I feel like that, and because of how there isn't that many people who listen to this, the people who do listen to it really like it, and since there isn't much of it around, it's like they're with you. I feel like.
And I feel like fans nowadays prefer more, like, as opposed to like the earlier days of music in like early 2000s and stuff like that in the scene. It was like the label would tell you to do this. This is the image you have to have for the fans. This is the image you have to have for the fans. I feel like nowadays people prefer more genuineness from like artists and stuff like that.
So they're craving more genuine interactions with the bands they follow.
Yeah.
Also, at least personally, like I went to SAE and everything, but before that I was really in a band. So my understanding of like, I guess, local shows and like music fans was very, I guess, not on the ball to what I see now, which is that like a lot of these people, they're just like super supportive. They're just like super nice. And it's very nice to see, because that's not what I expected when I came into this. Like I didn't expect people to be nice, but people are very nice, and people are very supportive, and people actually like in the SoFlo scene, like they actually support local bands.
Wow. That's refreshing. Refreshing to hear.
It is.
So what does success look like for you guys?
Shit.
A record we can be proud of.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And does that mean, when you say proud, proud as in like it's doing numbers, or proud like more subjective, like, oh, this is a banger for us?
Yeah.
Proud as in when I'm like 40 and 50, I go back and listen to it and I wonder how I came up with that in the first place. You know what I mean?
I see.
Like proud as in like, I feel I'm like, I know I say proud, but almost feeling like I was given something. You know what I mean? like something that seems like some songs you hear, like Everlong by the Foo Fighters, and it kind of seems like obvious, like someone had to do it. And it was almost like I would feel very blessed to be able to write something as good as that. You know what I mean? That fits and is so perfect as that. You know,
like it was just meant to come to reality.
Yeah.
And you were that vessel to make it happen.
Yeah. That's what I want to be. That's success.
See. And where do you guys see yourself as a band in like 5-10 years?
Shit, 5-10 years.
Touring, playing shows
Definitely.
daily.
Yes.
Fucking it up, basically. Just like doing really good.
Fantastic. And do you guys currently have a manager for those type of tours, like a tour manager? So you putting on all the hats.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? How has that been? Is it you know, trying to juggle so many tasks? Do you feel like it takes away from the craft at times?
No, I don't feel like it takes away from the craft. We still practice our regular time. I still just do it on my free time.
I see.
Like what I have on free time, I'm just gonna go ahead and just start networking. Whenever I'm at shows, just talk to people, just see what we can do, like to get more ahead. Just whatever we can do, let's do it.
I love that.
Like, of course, at the end of the day, you know, it's like a job. We'll come together, we'll do our practice, we'll work together, and then go home. But it's more than a job to us because it's our passion. So even in our free time, we're still thinking about it. We're still planning on different things that we can do.
You got a craving to just make the music happen. Do you guys currently have merch?
No, we don't.
No.
Is that something that might be in the pipeline?
Yes, definitely.
I want to make actual pieces of candy, like glass candy.
In glass bottles?
Oh yeah.
With chickens in them?
Oh yeah. That's a good idea. Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah, that I would love to see some merch from you guys because I feel like it would be a good reflection of the energy you bring at your shows.
Definitely.
It would be very impactful.
Yeah.
Soon.
And where do you see your music going? Because you know you got success, right? You're saying you want to build these songs that you want to be really proud of. How do you see your sound evolving for the future?
I feel like that's like a very I feel like that's like a very
He's the drummer.
it's a difficult I'm not used to microphones, so I feel like that's a very like difficult question to answer because a lot of creativity comes not necessarily from planning something but more from like just like in a year things just change. And because of that,
yeah, it's very
because of
much how
that,
you're feeling at the time. Really.
exactly, because of that your creativity changes. So to predict where we're going to be in a year music wise is difficult, but I definitely do think that it will always be better just because we'll always be practicing. But it definitely is like everything when it comes to the arts, it definitely is very abstract. Like it's just like whatever you're feeling in the moment.
I see. And when it comes to collaborations, is that something that actually like happens in the rock world? Because rap, you got features, but rock, I don't.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They'll feature like the lead singer of a certain band with another band. So it's the same band, same lead singer, but they invited another lead singer to come sing with them.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen generally.
And have you guys done any of those type of collaborations?
No, not yet.
But I've kind of wanted to.
Yeah?
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. And then we just bring them out on stage.
And who would you scope out? Like, what do you think would match your sound?
Shit. For right now, I go with like fucking Don't Panic. Cause bro, like they're kind of like on the same vibe, but they're more surf rocky. They're more chill, but like we still got like their soft ones that kind of like hit certain vibes that are kind of in the same field. So
I feel like
that's definitely a band that I would be down to do something with.
Nice collaboration.
Yeah.
How do you go about meeting these other bands?
Oh, when we play at these shows, we see crazy bands that we've never like seen before, and we're just like, oh shit. Then from there on, we just start talking.
there'll kind of be like a moment, like while we're checking out other bands, like that we'll kind of like give each other like a look. We're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
We're like, whoa, yo, these
And
guys.
when we all four of us look at each other like, whoa, that's when we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We all collectively.
Yeah.
That's when it all clicks. Like these guys.
Yo, these guys.
These guys got the sauce.
Yeah.
When it comes to the amount of like, this question is more geared towards gender. Do you see a lot of women in the rock scene?
Yeah, you see a fair amount. It's pretty much even.
It's
pretty even, yeah.
mix, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Performing as well?
Yeah.
Not performing.
No,
Not
performing.
I'd say
There
it's
is
like
some
I'd say
75,
most
25,
band-
maybe.
Most bands, if they have a girl, it's like one girl.
Word.
You know what I mean? And most bands are all dudes. You do see girls there, but I'd say it's like 10 to 20, not even 20%, like 5 to 15% are girls.
I see.
But speaking of which, there's the Opposition Dolls. They're a band from Miami. Dude, they
Yes.
fucking kill. And they're
Yeah?
It's
They're not
majority
all
girl
girls.
band.
Yeah, they're
really-
crazy.
Yeah.
They're
They go
crazy.
hard.
So it's an all-girl band rocking.
No, I know their drummer's a dude.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
Word. Do you think that sounds like an outlier though? Is that
Absolutely.
the case? Yeah.
They're not the rule
Yeah.
by any means.
Wow. And when you want to like collaborate, how do you go about that? Do you just walk up and be like, "Yo, I fucking love you guys," or?
Yeah, you could do that way, but like, I'd be more like, yo, we got this song, and I think you could fit in. That's how I would go about it. I would just be like, yo, guys, what do y'all think if we could throw some extra vocals on here, guys? So
Or like if we want them to play for a show. Something
yeah,
like that. If we're like planning a show and we want to invite them to play on the show, we'll just reach out to them, their band page or something like that. Like, hey, we checked you guys out. Like, we've been to your last couple shows. We really like your sound. What do you guys think about playing the show? Like this and this date.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then availability wise, they'll let us know.
How often do you guys practice, your own individual instruments? And that could be vocals, on your own.
Me
Or,
daily. I try to practice my bass daily
nice.
on my own.
Yeah, we practice together 3 days a week right now.
But
Yeah,
together,
3 days a
3
week.
days a week.
Do you think that's been pretty pivotal to your success?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Consistency.
it's made us kind of like be thorough with everything, because it kind of like puts what's this, y'all know I'm not good at English. What's that word? That motherfucking word.
What does it mean?
It whenever like that you're fucking obedient like to a schedule. You got, like-
Discipline?
yes, we're disciplined. There we go. Yes, yeah, we're disciplined. I feel like that puts a big thing in it, because I've seen some other bands that they're like, yo, this and that, dog. We're gonna have to like call out, or like that. I see like that they aren't as disciplined to do stuff. You get me? I feel like you have to be like really down to do stuff if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't just be fucking around, just juggling around. and
Or
shit.
just talking about it.
yeah,
Not
just be like,
making
yo, I'm gonna
moves.
do it. Never does it.
Moves are never made.
Yeah.
That's a big bottleneck in forming a band, because you find a lot of people who want to be in a band, but don't actually want to be in a band. You know what I mean? They just want to
Like,
say they're in a
won't put forth
band.
the commitment, the time.
Yeah.
So 1 foot in, 1
Takes
foot out
time.
Yeah.
the whole time.
I used to jam with a guy who fucking like did Twitch more than he practiced. He never practiced.
Ouch.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't even so you can play a guitar pick or finger style, but he would pretend like he had a pick and just like rub his fingers on the strings. It
Interesting.
didn't sound good.
That sounds not right.
No.
And how about challenging yourselves? Like, how do you go about that? Because if you want to get better at your instrument, right? If you want to start playing these crazy riffs, how do you guys go about challenging yourselves? Like,
Creativity helps with that, because sometimes you have a part in your head that you just can't play yet. So you have to get better at something, figure something out so that you can play that.
Yeah.
Repetition.
And then also, to broaden our horizons, I personally like to just pick up any guitar art that even if I'm not interested in, like bluegrass, I only have like a vague, faint interest in, but I figure if I can play like any part of that and I get 1% of that to help me play better, then that'll be good. That works for me.
so you can translate it really easily to maybe rock at some point,
Yeah.
whenever you need to.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an amazing way of thinking about it.
Challenging yourself with different techniques, basically.
Yeah. And when it comes to vocals, how do you go about challenging or creating those sounds? Because in rock, you got those very specific like screams or
the whines or the
Fries,
the fries.
growls.
Yeah, it depends on the tempo, the what's going on in the song, what's the feeling. Like if like we break down and we're like on some like we just finished like a drop and now we're like loose. Now we're gonna hit some soft vocals now. It's like, all right, now let me come in with some soft. But then now that it's gonna come into the hard, I'm gonna like switch it halfway and just and then they're gonna like be like, oh shit. So it's like I try to like make it intriguing so that it's not the same vocal the whole entire time. Like even if it's the screams, I try to do like a high pitch, then a low pitch, then a high pitch. Like I try to just jump around with him.
And can you explain the screams a little bit? Because I think people have a misconception of what screaming is.
Yeah, a lot of people use their throat. That's what girls do. You have to use your vocal cords, and you use the top part right here, and you just and then there you go.
I see. And it's just like that, it's done.
And
Screams explained by Icon.
How to scream. Yeah.
And how do you get the lower ends?
Well, for the lower end, you have to go
Push it down.
You have to like really push down. Like instead of like you still use the top part, but you have to like really get low with it.
I see.
And
It's
then,
very positioning of the throat and then also pushing with your diaphragm.
and mic technique on how I grab the mic. Because sometimes like if I get like nice and close to the mic will pick up more bass in it, and it does a proximity effect, which makes it sound like much like thicker.
Nice.
So yeah.
Gets that fullness that you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Compared to like whenever you sing, like if you see like whenever people sing the national anthem, when they get like really high, they bring the mic away because they're like singing really like clear. But I'm singing like really low, and I need to get that low end, so I come really close to it like this, and then after you get the low end, yeah.
That sounds like something that only comes with experience. Is that been the case?
You have to know how to use a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next for you guys?
More shows.
More shows?
We really
We
want
have-
to branch up through Florida and
Yeah.
then play somewhere in Jacksonville and then just get out of state.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a
wanna play
lot
on
of
stage.
shows this summer coming up. Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of shows. Like I'm pretty sure. Well, not pretty sure. I know we have one July 4th. That one's gonna be like a house party type show. And last time we played a show there, it was absolutely amazing. So we're hoping for like a repeat
Part two.
of that. Yeah, part 2. We have that July 4th show, which is gonna be amazing. July 16th, right?
July 16th.
Where's the July 4th show going to be at?
My crib.
Hialeah.
Your crib in Hialeah?
We threw a support for Ukraine show
Wow.
like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
About a month or two ago, and all the proceeds went to Ukraine. And
Yeah.
Very cool.
It was
Very
pretty
cool.
dope. A lot of people showed up.
So you're going to be doing it at your house?
Once again.
House party vibes? I love that.
Fuck
That
yeah.
sounds fucking badass.
Yeah.
Like a good
Yeah.
ass time.
Threw a giant chicken filled with blood. That was the first time we did that.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
There's a theme here. I'm really.
We have a song called the Chicken Song.
Yeah, we have a song called the Chicken Song. That's where we throw the chicken.
I see.
It's like a rubber chicken with blood.
With blood
Yeah,
People-
and
people
fake blood.
love it. People love it.
in glass bottles, hopefully.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
The chickens end up missing. Everybody takes them home.
Yeah.
I would take that's a badass souvenir, man.
Yeah.
I would always remember
That's a
that.
trophy.
That's a
That means you had to
trophy.
fight people for that. That means you had to fight people for that.
I took the chicken.
Yeah, got to autograph some chickens and throw them into the
We
crowd.
still don't know who has it.
Yeah.
If you have the chicken, contact us.
Please let us
Contact
know.
us now. Yeah.
Gonna have to put a hotline on the fucking on the clip.
For the next show, we're gonna be like missing chicken. Who has it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be badass. When you guys are scouting venues, I don't feel like every venue will like, readily accept a rock show. So how do you go about knowing like what venue to hit?
Well, so far we actually don't organize most of our shows. We get put on by someone else, and like just the one show that we helped organize was at your crib, right?
Yeah, that one. And yeah, that's about it. Every other show has been organized by other people that organize it. And then we just happen to be playing. Yeah,
Or
because I
like
got the
reach out
contact.
to us and ask
Yeah.
us, "Oh, are you guys available this day to play here?"
That's great.
Yeah, pretty
And
dope.
when have you guys done a tour yet? Or
No tour, not yet. Soon. Florida tour.
Yeah, that would be, I think, pretty ideal. Florida has some great rock.
Yeah,
We just have to get in
in
contact
the
with
cities.
each one's in order,
Right.
Yes.
and then plan it out accordingly.
Yes.
I see. When it comes to touring, how do you guys envision that? Do you see yourself hopping in like a van and
Nah,
a
we going in
bus?
In his
my
car
whip.
with a
I'm gonna
trailer
put
in
a
the
trailer in the back, a little 10x15. We outie.
Snuggled up together.
What kind of car do you got? Are you
got
trying to
a-
put it on a Honda Civic? Like,
Nah,
what do you?
I got a Subi Integra hatchback.
Okay.
4-wheel drive, we good.
Okay, you got the 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive, we good.
Very important.
Economic, regular gas. You know that shit's expensive right now as fuck.
Very, very
So
insanity.
yeah, that and we're just planning like hitting like skate parks like the day of, like hitting a skate park in the city and just be like play 2-3 songs real quick and then be like, yo, catch us at this place tonight. You feel me? So that like it's like, oh shit, these people are dope. You feel me?
Yo, that's some cool marketing.
Yeah, we're trying to, cause you have to prove yourself. You can't just like, you feel me? You can't just be like, hey guys, this and that without having any proof. You get me?
See.
You have to prove yourself.
Like,
course.
here, come to our show.
Of course.
Never heard of you.
Yeah, never heard of you. Who are you?
Why should I
let's
care
show
about
Well,
you?
let's
Yeah,
show you.
exactly.
Just pull up in a van, have the drums in the back. We get on the roof.
And just fucking
Yeah.
shred.
That's a
Fuck
plan.
yeah.
We're gonna do that.
Yes.
That's
All
one
right,
of the brainstorm.
Please promise me you guys are gonna get content out of this because this sounds
Oh, yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Definitely. We need to hire a videographer for the ride.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, you
personal
gotta have
videographer,
somebody on that.
Yes.
Like all you guys are shredding and then people skating. Like I can already envision it. It's gonna be
Yeah, fuck yeah.
wild.
We have a show in 2 weeks.
You know,
Is it
yeah,
2
2
weeks?
weeks.
It's
About 2 weeks.
At the Skatebird in Miami
Okay.
with a band from Jacksonville named Gentleman's Crow,
Oh man.
Yeah.
and it's at a skate park.
Slide us the details, man. Love to
Yeah,
post
definitely.
about that. That sounds pretty
Yeah, it's
incredible.
gonna be pretty
Pretty
nice.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope. And when it comes to finding you on any type of social, where can the people find you?
You can find us on Twitter, but on Twitter we just talk shit. And you can find us on Instagram,
More
and that's
active
where
on
we
Instagram.
post all of our shit. That's where
At
we at.
GLSS.CNDY.
Yeah, we don't fuck with A's.
No A's.
No A's.
Fuck
No.
No A's out here.
Fuck vowels.
Like
Why?
and
Why?
show.
Yeah.
Like and show.
Why is acceptable? Yeah.
Sometimes.
And is there anything you would love to tell the crowd? Any like last remarks?
Yo, we got Up coming out pretty soon. Y'all tune in for that. Definitely let y'all know, and we'll give them a release date real quick. You feel me? Y'all ain't gonna know yet. You feel me? It's coming out though. But that's about it. This is Glass Candy, guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's Glass Candy. This has been an amazing conversation. Thank you guys for coming, man. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of
likewise.
course.
Likewise.
It's been dope. And for everyone who tuned in, if you like what you saw, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Deuces.
This is Zanaya.
It's the righteous vigilante Jamon Creek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open. Hey, yo, check it out. This is Namestream, never mainstream. You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You are now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.